Hello, my name is Kiriath, and today we're going to talk about, well, loads of stuff, actually. Loads and loads of things. So we're going to talk about the new Battleforces that will be available over the Christmas holidays. So if you want to spend a load of money and get some models, you can do that. We're going to talk briefly about Chapter Approved, but mostly to not complain. We're not complaining. No, we're not complaining. We're just going to put our hopes and wishes out there in a desperate bid for them to become true, because it has already worked once before. Last week we talked about how the Primaris need to, do something slightly controversial and actually cause an issue for the Imperium as opposed to just turning up and rescuing everybody. We are getting that wish. The Dark Angels and their Primaris counterparts not having the best of times together, so we're going to talk about that a bit, and I'm just really happy that's actually happened. I don't want to say called it, because I don't think I did call it. I more just hoped it would, and I can't extend being right to that, sadly, but which is a shame because I'm only right like once a year, so it's always nice if you can get an extra one in. Actually, speaking of being right, when we looked at the ASTRA Primaris Space Marine Super Heavy Tank Land Factory thing, I estimated that thing would not be south of, I think it was 350 quid. I think I probably put it closer to 400 quid because of how much the Mastodon tank costs for Space Marine from Forge World. It's only 220 quid. I mean, that to me is crazy. Why is it so much cheaper than the other stuff? It's massive. It's a really big. It's a big model. I put that as being the same size as, almost a little bit bigger than a Mastodon. The Mastodon's really expensive. I don't know whether there's just less detail involved, but I got that totally wrong. Way cheaper than I thought it was. You could buy two for how much I thought it was going to cost to begin with. I mean, I wouldn't suggest doing that unless you have that kind of money just lying around, but crazy price for that. Anyway, speaking of crazy price, no, that's a bit too salesman. We won't go that far. So, Games Workshop has announced their Battleforces that will be available over the Christmas holiday, Christmas period, and a couple of things. Firstly, I quite like the look of them. They all look pretty decent. Second thing is I'm genuinely surprised there's no Space Marine stuff in here. There's just none. There's no Space Marine stuff, which is genuinely surprising to me because I really thought they would, even if they didn't push the Primaris stuff, I kind of thought they would push something power armory, if you know what I mean. How does Games Workshop work? We just don't know. I mean, admittedly, there are other things that have been made available recently. In fact, we'll just have a quick look now. So there are things like Deathwatch Army, Blood Angels Army, Adeptus Mechanicus Army, varying prices, but about £100 every time, which it could be that because these are available, they didn't bother to do anything in the way of battle forces for Space Marines, but still, nonetheless, a little bit surprised. But as I say, the battle forces themselves do look pretty good, and the price will most likely be around 100 quid. I think they'll probably be about the same as the ones that we just had a very quick glance at. Especially since the Cadian one, not the Cadian one, the Astra Militarum one, you'll find out why I said Cadian, not Astra Militarum in a second, is a good way to gauge the price. Now, I did actually see the prices ages ago in some rumour thread somewhere, and it seemed completely plausible, and now I can't find that thread again, which is incredibly annoying, but we'll just have to go with rough estimates based on equivalence and the fact that I've already seen the number, I just can't remember exactly what it is. So, let's have a quick look at them. So for Orcs, we have got the Cult of Speed Battle Force, which is quality. It's nice to see Speed Freaks getting a bit of love. So, Battle Wagon, truck, we've got some looters in the back there by the look of it, lads on bikes, a mob of normal boys there. I think it extends all the way to the front here, unless there's no, I think that's normal boys all around there, and a big mech, which is, I think that's a decent size force, and of course it being Cult of Speed, it's automatically awesome. Although, how they write Cult of Speed on the box and don't at least Photoshop them so they're red is beyond me. Black Cult of Speed? The door's there. The door's there, lads. Off you go. Go on, get out. Unbelievable. I mean, it's just the fact that they had those lying around, I'm sure, but that's still not the point, damn it. It should be red. Disgusting. The other one is GENESTEALER Cults, Insurrection. Is that supposed to be a direct reference to No, was it Alien Insurrection? Was it Resurrection? I can't remember. But, look, I'll be honest, I can't fling out names of stuff for GENESTEALER cults because I just don't know enough about them. You've got a Goliath, a Broodlord, you've got a Magus by the look of it. Whoever that is, I genuinely don't know what that is called. And these are probably some sort of neophyte / hybrid / something or others. Look, I'm not a big GENESTEALERs guy. I'm not a big GENESTEALER cults guy. Imperial Guard with some different heads. So, you've got some of that stuff looks good. I'm sure the rest of it's fine. But I just can't remember what the units are called. Thinking about it, I should have just checked. That's incredibly lazy of me. Terribly unprofessional. Absolutely shocking. Anyway, ASTRA Militarum. This is where we've got the rough figure of about 100 quid from, by the way. So, the ASTRA Militarum box, you've got a Leman Russ, you've got a Chimera, you've got a Sentinel, you've got some Ogrins / Bullgrins, depending on if they give you the full kit. I'm assuming they do. A couple of squads of boys and a command squad, and this is where I've got the basis for the £100 estimation, which I'm pretty sure is right, and it's from this, which is the Acadian Defence Force, currently unavailable. But with the Acadian Defence Force, you get a Leman Rush, you get a Chimera, you get 2 squads of boys, you get a command squad, and you get a heavy weapons team. So you've swapped out a heavy weapons team for some Ogrins / Bullgrins, and you've got an extra Sentinel in there. So it'll probably be a little bit above £100. I want to say it's going to be like 108, 110 maybe? Getting very specific for no reason. I mean, the more specific I try and be, the more chance it is that I'll be wrong. But, I went for it anyway, because why not? And finally, we've got the Tau Empire. I really hate that apostrophe they put in there. I really hate it. They're Tau, they're not Tau. It's proper punctuation. You can't just ram one of those in there. It changes the way things are pronounced, damn it. And for them, they've got the Rapid Insertion Cadre. I can never pronounce that word. They've got a Rapid Insertion Force, which, you make all the jokes you like about that. I will be honest, this one seems a little bit niche compared to the others. I look at the others and I see, you've got different variations of troops and fast attack and so on. That, compared to all 3 other boxes, feels a little bit more niche, if that makes any sense. It doesn't seem quite as clear-cut as the others, but I'm sure there is a reason for them picking that, and in terms of value, I'd suggest it's probably up there with them anyway. So, I mean, the Ghost Kill by itself is like 45 quid, so I'm sure, value-wise, it's still just as good. It's just the composition of units, to me, feels different to the others. So, there you go, Battle Forces, looking pretty good. There is an equivalent for the Age of Sigmar stuff. In fact, you know what, let's just have a quick look at that. Why not? Why not branch out slightly? So, you've obviously got Stormcast Eternals, because it's Stormcast Eternals and everything to do with Age of Sigmar has to have at least one Stormcast Eternal attached to it. So there's your box of Stormcast lads. It looks like you've got quite a lot of ranged there. Some crossbow dudes, a portable zoo, some eagles, and some chaps on lizardback. So excellent. The complete lack of standard infantry there is genuinely a bit puzzling, because they've all got crossbows. Admittedly, they do have swords as well, but still, that I'm sure that's fine. Grand Alliance Death, those models are awesome. I love them. Are they Morgheists? I can't remember what they're called, but again, there's some nice centerpiece stuff in there. I really prefer the composition of that box to the Stormcast Eternals one. That, I don't know what that's supposed to look like. It looks like a portable zoo more than anything. That, to me, looks like a proper quality undead army. Of course, whether it's any good or not, I don't know. But just visually, that's way more appealing than the Stormcast stuff for me. Get an absolute shed load of TZEENTCH Arcanites. Now, I did see some speculation from some people saying, oh, well, you could use that for 40k. You do get a load of Zangors and so on. But I don't have any idea whether you can use the Zangors on disc. I suspect you can't. I don't think they've got an entry in 40k at all. So if you wanted to kind of use them for both, then you might be able to get away with using some of them for both, but you also wouldn't be able to use some of them at all for 40k. Finally, the KHARADRON Overlords, which are just squats. So if you want to play a squats army, then use the other system, because there you've got them. I mean, they've even got power armor and everything, for God's sake. They look awesome though. The KHARADRON overlords look absolutely fantastic, and that is going to be very difficult to resist. Frankly, I love the design of their mental skyships. I just like them. I like them. They look real good. So there you go. 40k and Age of Sigmar, might as well cover them both. The chapter approved thing is the news that we get to design our own Land Raiders for Space Marines and Chaos Space Marines, and that is cool. I like that. I like the fact that you can do that. Admittedly, you can't do it for matched play, but then again, you're sticking your own stuff on Land Raiders, so I can kind of understand why that would be the case. For a nice sort of friendly game, though, it seems that is going to be, well, provided your opponent agrees, a generally accepted thing, and they're providing the guidelines and the rules for you to be able to do that. The main thing that I took away from that is, firstly, it is cool. It is cool that you can design your own Land Raider. That's awesome. Only for open play, but you can do that. If they do not include something for orcs to build their own vehicles, or to loot and change other people's vehicles, I'm going to go mental, I'm going to lose my temper, and I'm not going to be happy, because for the love of God, it's orcs, that's all they do. They look, well, it's not all they do, but they come on, don't just make it Land Raiders, let orcs do everything and anything, and allow it in match play. Maybe not. Maybe with restrictions, I don't know. But yeah, I do like that that's coming back, because that is a genuinely, that's a proper bit of fun throwback to the olden days. I can remember sitting down with friends and messing about making your own stuff. There was actual resources out there to do it, and the lack of that is not something necessarily that I've missed in terms of a gameplay thing, but in terms of just a flavour thing and having that freedom to mess around and do that kind of stuff. It's nice to have that back. It's genuinely good to have it back. I only hope that they expand on it and make it applicable to other stuff. You know, things like, well, just vehicles as a whole. It'd be nice to be able to mess with them and sort of create your own little hybrids of different stuff. And if you can do it for Land Raiders, you should be able to do it for anything else. Finally, let's talk about the Primaris thing again. Because I'm genuinely happy, I'm genuinely thrilled that we are actually going to see not a full-scale civil war, but actual conflict between old school Space Marines and Primaris Space Marines. It's not at all surprising that it's the Dark Angels who are doing it, because the Dark Angels are borderline heretics anyway. Just accept it. Just accept it. The sooner you allow acceptance into your heart, the sooner you'll be more comfortable with your chapter of secret keeping, deceitful, just borderline nutcases trying to hide the fact that a bunch of you turned traitor. Just let it go. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I can't help it. No one can help it. It's Dark Angels. They really don't. They make it too easy. They make it too easy to take the piss. They just do. So there it seems to be a massive culture clash between Primaris Marines attached to the Dark Angels and the Dark Angels themselves. A difference in the way that they view things, a difference in the way they wage war, a difference possibly in how Dark Angels just want to keep secrets all the goddamn time and have layer within layer of ridiculous enigmas and myths and secrets and hidden things. Primaris probably not going to be so much into that, especially since the stakes for them are not quite the same as they are for the Dark Angels chapter as a whole. The fact that we're actually getting a conflict, we're actually getting that full-on fight between old and new is exactly what I wanted. It actually shows that the Primaris aren't just there to be Mary Sues and beat everything and just be accepted universally. It shows that there are proper issues with integrating brand new soldiers in with old soldiers when the old soldiers were previously the best that the Imperium had. It actually shows that, which is fantastic because they needed to show that. You can't just throw them in and then just go, yeah, everyone loves it. No, that's unacceptable, it's crap. I know there have been hints about other chapters like Flesh Tearers and whatever, and Space Wolves not being entirely happy with it, but actually having that concrete thing of this is a clash of cultures, it's a clash of philosophies, it's a clash of the new and the old. That is exactly what we wanted, and I've got like high hopes for this book, and I'm really hoping that it does that kind of that situation and that I don't really know, I can't really think of the word for it, but that it actually brings it to life and really hammers it home. I'll be disappointed if it's just, oh, we had a fight and then everything's fine. I really want it to properly explore the huge differences between the old and new Space Marines, because there are so many of them, and it would be a shame if it was kind of squandered with just a, oh, we had a fight but then we came to an understanding. I want to actually feel the clash, the full-on kind of cultural issues between the two forces. So I've got massive hopes for that. It'll be coming in 2018. Phil Kelly's writing it, and Phil Kelly's decent. So yeah, I've got high hopes for that, and I'm glad that they're actually addressing that. And hopefully it will do it justice. So yeah, that is what we've got for today. Oh my god, wow, that was like, I thought I'd talk for like 10 minutes. What are we on? 15? Oh, I need to stop rambling as much. Anyway, are you excited about the Battle Forces? Will you be picking one up? Might you dip your toe into Age of Sigmar with one of the cheeky Christmas deals for them? Or do you just not care? I mean, it's entirely an option. You can just not care. Chapter approved. Are you going to be making your own Land Raiders? Do you want proper full-on rules for all the vehicles for Chapter approved so you can make your own stuff, especially for Orcs? Come on, back me up on this. Orcs need this. Orcs need it. They're the ones to do this the most. They love it. They love a bit of tinkering. Back me up. You know you want to. And finally, what do you reckon? Dark Angels versus Primaris. Good? Bad? Do you think it will do them justice? Or do you think it'll just be a case of, oh yeah, they had a fight and everything was fine? I really hope not. Let me know in the comments below. As always, you know I read them. And if you like the video. You can subscribe. There's other things to click all over the screen. Click them if you like. Don't click them if you don't want to. It's entirely up to you. You live your life how you please. And I will see you for the next one. Toodaloo.